This right here,
Call a professional psychic for a personal and confidential consultation.
is how a lot of my generation was introduced to Dionne Warwick. By 1994, Dionne Warwick had become a bit of a punchline.
If you would like to be my psychic friend.
And yeah, it was all very humorous, but after a point, I just wanted to shout to the top of my lungs, do you all realize this is one of the greatest singers of our time? I'm Dara Starr Tucker, and this is The Breakdown. Now, when I was a kid in the 80s, Dionne Warwick was experiencing a huge career resurgence.
That's what friends are for.
She was on her way to becoming one of those durable pop stars that the industry just doesn't make much room for anymore. People like Smokey Robinson, Elton John, Stevie Wonder, and Mariah Carey that were able to have hits across multiple decades. She started her career off in the 1960s with one of my favorite composers of all time, Burt Bacharach. Burt, along with his lyricist Hal David, wrote some of the most off-kilter, unpredictable, musically complex pop songs that have ever managed to make the top 40 charts. I sometimes liken Burt Bacharach's songwriting to a jalopy that you think is going to careen off the road at any minute, but miraculously it doesn't. Like, the songs shouldn't work, but somehow they just do.
Never fall in love again.
And Dionne's voice fit perfectly with his songwriting style. At first listen, you might be tempted to underestimate her vocal prowess, but then you realize she's navigating shifting tonal centers, she's singing in odd time signatures, and her range is off the charts. By the mid-1970s, she had fallen off the charts when her partnership with Burt Bacharach came to an end. Then came this. Her first comeback, this time in partnership with the Philly soul group The Spinners. It was a big win for her, but after that win, she found herself without any major hits for several years. Then in 1978, she signed with Clive Davis's Arista Records, the same label that would make her cousin Whitney Houston a star just a few years later. Barry Manilow produced this monster hit for her. And the industry seemed genuinely happy to see her back on top. The 80s were a super productive decade for her, but the 90s...
All you need is a telephone and an open mind.
And ironically, this is when I began to explore Dionne's songbook more deeply and started to appreciate her on a whole new level. Thankfully, the social media age has brought her lots of newfound attention. For me, Dionne Warwick will always be at the top of the list of great vocalists of our time. I recently attended a taping of The Colbert Show, and I missed seeing her by just one day. So if you see me walking down the street and I start to cry, just walk on by.